Revelation 14:6, and I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people, saying with a loud voice, Fear YAH, and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made the heavens and the earth and the sea and the fountains of water. Let's ping this part right here, the fear YAH part, and worship him. Where else in scripture do we see this? Malachi 4:2. But to you who fear my name, the Son of Righteousness shall arise with healing in his wings, and you shall go out and leap for joy like calves from the stall. For you who fear my name. This is the Father speaking, right? For you who fear my name, Yahuwah, right? The Son of Righteousness. Who is the Son of Righteousness? Yeshua. Exodus 33:17, and Yahuwah said to Moses, Even this word you have spoken I shall do, for you have found favor in my eyes, and I know you by name. Now is God saying to Moses, I will do all this because I know your name is Moses? Absolutely not. This is what he's trying to say. I shall cause all my goodness to pass before you. That's glory. And I shall proclaim the name of Yahuwah before you. So Yahuwah's name is synonymous with his glory, and his glory is synonymous with his name. Where else do we see this? Exodus 34:6. And Yahuwah passed before him and proclaimed, Yahuwah, Yahuwah, a El of compassionate and showing favor, patient and great in loving commitment and truth, watching over loving commitment for thousands in crookedness and transgression and sin, but by no means leaving unpunished, visiting the crookedness of the fathers upon the children and the children's children to the third and fourth generation. Right here, Yahuwah is demonstrating different aspects of his character. He's saying compassionate, showing favor, patient, great in loving commitment, and watching over loving commitment for thousands, forgiving crookedness, right? It's interesting to note that after Yahuwah demonstrates all the aspects of his characters to Moses, his response in verse 8 is just amazing. Verse 8, and Moses made haste and bowed his head toward the earth and worshipped. This is what happens when you behold the glory of Yah and you fear his name, you worship. But I wanted to talk about verse 7 where it says, watching over loving commitment for thousands, forgiving crookedness and transgression and sin, but by no means leaving unpunished, visiting the crookedness of the fathers upon the children and the children's children to the third and fourth generation. Where else do we see that? The 10 Commandments, Exodus 20 verse 5, you do not bow down to them nor serve them, for I, Yahuwah, your Elohim, am a jealous El, visiting the crookedness of the fathers on the children to the third and fourth generations of those who hate me, but showing loving commitment to thousands, to those who love me and guard my commandments. Hold up, weren't those just aspects of God's characters we just read in Exodus 34? Yep. Let's look at James 2. For whoever keeps the whole law and yet stumbles at just one point is guilty of breaking all of it. For he who said you shall not commit adultery also said you shall not murder. If you do not commit adultery but do commit murder, you have become a lawbreaker. What does it say about God's law? If you're guilty of breaking one commandment, you're guilty of breaking them all. So if God is mentioning one commandment, he in turn is mentioning them all. Therefore, if God is mentioning part of his commandments as an aspect of his character, then it shows that in the commandments are found the transcript of the character of God. So to fear his name is to fear his law because his law is a revelation of his character. Proverbs 1:7 says, to fear the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of sin. Romans 3:20, for by the Torah is the knowledge of sin. Proverbs 8:13, the fear of Yahuwah is to hate evil. We will begin to loathe our sinful character in contrast to God's righteousness, because God's righteousness reveals our unworthiness. Proverbs 9:10 says, the fear of Yahuwah is the beginning of wisdom. What is wisdom? The proper application of that knowledge. Check out James 1:22, and become doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. Because if anyone is a hearer of the word and not a doer, He is like a man who looks at his natural face in a mirror, for he looks at himself and goes away and immediately forgets what he was like. You understand right here, he forgets the knowledge that was revealed to him, right? But then it goes on to say, but he that looked into the perfect Torah, that of freedom, and continues in it, not being a hearer that forgets, but doer of the work, this one shall be blessed in his doing of the Torah. You see, now he is making proper application of that knowledge. And that's called transformation, God working with you. He makes things plain. He gives us power to move forward and do his will. So what is his will? Let's take a look. And now, Israel, what is Yahuwah your Elohim asking of you, but to fear Yahuwah your Elohim, and to walk in all of his ways, and to love him, and to serve Yahuwah your Elohim with all your heart and with all your being, to guard the commands of Yahuwah and his laws which I command you today for your burden. Just kidding. For your good.